What's up, everybody? I know a little bit different setup today. Kind of sweet. And I know I'm starting early today. I got plans later in the day, but I did want to get the stream going. So what is up, everybody? This is not. This is just my standard live stream. This is not the live reactions to Super Showdown. I did that Friday. Need to ask Riff to change that for me. Um, so, what is up, everybody? There it is. What's up, Alistair? How you doing? All right. So this is my typical Sunday live stream. It's been weird the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, I was not able to start directly on time. Um, and then last week, YouTube was down. So that was interesting. So YouTube was down pretty much the entire duration of when I was supposed to stream, which was really frustrating. But I'm back this week. Started a little early as opposed to when I normally start. I actually may have a guest next week on the stream. We'll see how that goes. That aside, I'm hoping to get back to the wheel pen set. I've been missing it the last couple of weeks. I did my Super Showdown live stream on Friday when the pay-per-view was actually going on, and not a whole lot of exciting stuff going on. It started. The sad thing is the show started out decently, and then it just started to go slowly down. Like you opened with Corbin and Rollins, which was probably the best match of the night, or the best match of the show, rather. Yeah, Super Showdown was not very good. But what's up, Wayne? How you doing? So the Wheel of Pensen is back in. I don't know how to change the brightness on. I'm actually using my TV as my second screen, so I can actually see the comments and do well. Glenn Cornwall, what's up, Glenn? How you doing? Glenn, fellow member of the Reaction Room. Doing pretty good. Doing my live stream. Hoping to kick off with some spins. Hoping we get some Wheel of Pensen spins, which of course you can use by either doing a $10 super chat or doing a $10 Streamlabs or more, depending on how many spins you want. Of course, the rules are up in the upper left. There we go. I got it right. I'm going to get it eventually, and I got it this time. There you go. Spin the wheel pen set for $10, either a $10 super chat or a $10 Streamlabs. So there you go. Michael Gonzalez is asking, do you think Randy Orton is going to challenge for the WWE Championship after Stomping Grounds? I don't even know if Orton's really in the position to. There we go. Ken, terminated by Google, $10 super chat. Michael, I'll get back to your question in a second. Morning, champ. I'm so excited as hell because I'm wearing the Tough and Worthy t-shirt. Thank you, Greg. Mother effing cherry. I'm more excited than DDP under his female clients. Wow. Okay. Well, Ken, let's see if we can get you another one. Get you a collection of the shirts. Of course, we will Pensen as normal. Let's see what we got. Hopefully you can see it pretty well because it's a little bit further away than I normally have it. Yeah, let's move that closer. So Ken, here we go with your spin. Road Story, okay. I have to think of one. I really should have these written down. Road Story, let's see which one I can tell. Okay. I've told a couple of my good ones so far, so let's see if I can come up with another one. So I was working this one show, and it's actually a show I helped put together. This was a show for my friend's church. I don't have any of those, sadly, Aaron. Almost did, but no. So I was working. What's up, Gary? How you doing? I was working a show for my buddy's church, and the funny thing is, he was a former wrestler who had to stop wrestling due to, like, I think he broke his back or something, and he couldn't wrestle anymore. So we actually set up an event to promote the opening of his church, and it was just like a 3-match card because we didn't have a whole lot of people to work with. Um, yeah, I was. It was only the one show, and it was really difficult. So when people give people crap about booking shows and whatnot, it's actually not that easy. It's not that easy. I'd still love to do it. I'd still love to give it another shot. So I was booking the show, and I actually got to enter a Royal Rumble match. Now, mind you, we did this show in their parking lot, so there was no mats outside. It was strictly like the asphalt. And I am the only one who, when I went over the top rope, bumped on the asphalt. Gary, I appreciate the spreading the word of the live stream. I appreciate it. I am starting a little early today, as opposed to my normal 3 p.m. Eastern start, but hopefully a few more people have the opportunity to do this. But I took a bump on the asphalt, and I also got to introduce the final entrant, which was my friend, the pastor, and he tossed the last guy over the top rope, and he won the Battle Royal. It was a good way to promote the church. It was a good way to get the babyface over. So that was a fun show. I really enjoyed that. It's been a few years since I did that show. I would like to do something like that soon. Gary says, how about that lousy show of Super Showdown? But it's like I said at the top, it didn't start out bad. It actually started out pretty decent with Rollins and Corbin. The finish of that match was a little weird. I felt like after Shane and Roman, like the first 3 matches were good. But after that, it kind of went downhill. I enjoyed the finish of Shane and Roman. I thought it was very well done. And it's leading to Roman McIntyre, which is exactly what it should be leading to. But you have to take the good and the bad, unfortunately. And there was a lot of bad on the show. Once Lars Sullivan and Lucha House Party happened, that was so... Oh, my goodness. Like, people complain about Goldberg Taker, which was not pretty at all. Don't get me wrong. I just... They need to stop relying on the legends. They need to. I don't know what it is. It's got to be the paychecks that keep them going. And Goldberg did get concussed, and he thought he could finish. But he wasn't able to. Yeah, Ken, booking a show is tough. Especially because I tried to book a Royal Rumble match with significantly less than 30 people, and it was still difficult to incorporate how I wanted that match to go. Mike Garcia, I truly hope it pushes WWE, but I doubt it. While AEW should give WWE the push it needs, it may take a while for things to start happening. I see this era as the new generation part 2, where you had talented people, but you had lousy storylines, and you're just booking matches for the sake of it. It'll come around. It'll come around again. No, the pastor was not a heel. It was actually a heel who eliminated me, and he was talking all sorts of trash, and then the pastor came in and eliminated him and won the match. To Vargas, $1.99. Bro, you look like Meek Mill. I don't think that's the first time you told me that. I still don't know who that is. But yeah, I do think this era of WWE is the New Generation Part 2. And it did. The era right after the New Generation era was the Attitude Era. So it may be somewhat of a revamp of the Attitude Era. Different name, obviously. But I don't know. I really think that AEW is going to push for more edgy programming from WWE. And I think Fox is going to push for more edgy programming from WWE. So we may be getting that. And you know, I look like Kevin Steen's illegitimate son. Have you guys ever seen the promo from, I believe it was Absolute Intense Wrestling? Johnny Gargano and Kevin Steen. They were taking on Lewis Linden and freaking Ethan Page. And they were cutting a promo. Search for The Panda Express is coming on YouTube. Don't do it now because you're watching me. But when you get a chance, watch that. That promo is freaking hilarious. It's so good. Gary says, I honestly say that I feel WWE can only stay alive because of NXT, but they can't always depend on NXT forever. Yeah, they can't always depend on NXT, but I mean, it's helping. I really think if Triple H were to take over full creative, WWE would be fine. They really would be. Ken says, I'm happy for Moxley / John Good. He gets to be the John Moxley he inspired to be. Hey, CC Drink, how you doing? I'm glad John Moxley he has the freedom to be who he is now. I hate that WWE limits themselves so much. And I don't know why. Like, why would you want to limit what your people can do? Wouldn't you want them to go all out and be the best they can be? I never understood that. I never understood why a company would want to essentially give their wrestlers like half-assed things that they can be when they could be so much more. I don't get it. I even think guys like Rollins and AJ are not as good as they could be. And they're ridiculously good. But they just don't get a chance. I really hope that the Rollins-Corbin feud does wonders for Corbin, too, because that match was great. Finished a little weird. I get it was the setup. Now I get it was the setup their match at Stomping Grounds. But I hope it leads to another great match between Rollins and Corbin, because I enjoyed it. Ken says, if Triple H took over, wouldn't Stephanie bitch at him to book like Vince would for the main show? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Boston Punk, what's up, Cherry? Myself, wife, and kids may be relocating to Scranton, PA for work. I've been to Scranton. Scranton's a nice town. It's been a couple years since I've been there, but Scranton's nice. I think you'll like it there. I actually have one of my friends who's a Yankees fan lives in Scranton, so if you two meet, that should be a very interesting discussion. I've heard of Meek Mill. I'm just not familiar with what he looks like. Hold on. I'm going to look in the interim. Meek Mill. Yeah, I'm white. Okay. I'm terrified of all the Steelers crap I'll see. Scranton's closer to Philly than it is to Pittsburgh. So you might be seeing more Eagles stuff than you will Steelers stuff. Honestly. You may see some Steelers stuff, I'm not gonna lie, but it'll probably be more Philadelphia. Michael Brow, go Steelers! Absolutely, I'm super psyched for football season. Actually, I love I love college football, And on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/lookatthedraw, right here, I'm going to be live streaming reactions to Notre Dame football games, which will probably be more exciting than me watching Super Showdown. Because I actually react to Notre Dame football games. So that should definitely be interesting. Gary, I got to say the new Vince McMahon, aka Shane McMahon, is this new generation is absolutely annoying. Jerry, you won me over. Fly Eagles fly. Yeah, I got nothing against Philadelphia. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, so I understand the Penguins and Flyers rivalry is an ugly one, but I got nothing against the Eagles. NFL is the best time of year. Everything else is just second. I love football season. I love it so much. My live streams may be few and far between on Sundays, depending on when the Steelers play. Or maybe I'll just end up watching some of the Steelers game on the live stream. I don't know. We'll see. Keith Johnson, no AB, no Le'Veon Bell. Good luck. You know what? AB and Le'Veon Bell never won us a Super Bowl. Sure, AB got to one, but we didn't win. So if we win a Super Bowl without them, it's not that big a loss. We'll be fine. Super Showdown didn't really get any reaction other than the 50-man battle royal. Yeah, that got a huge pop because of the home country boy winning, Mansoor. I was looking at the crowd reactions. I just had to go based off of what I saw. I didn't hear the crowd because I had the volume down really low because I was doing the live stream. They were reacting to some of the matches, it appeared. Gary, Shane is a good heel, yes, but you get frustrated with him and hate him because it's getting overkill with this push that he's unexpectedly getting. I kind of hope, and people may not be happy with this, I hope Shane McMahon gets a WWE Championship match against Kofi. People may hate me for that. People may be like, oh, that's ridiculous. Shane McMahon should not be competing for the WWE Championship. Shane McMahon should have been WWE Champion years ago. Crying out loud, Vince was WWE Champion, only for storyline purposes. But Shane with the WWE Championship would be like over the top obnoxious, and it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic, and I would love it so much. Yes, I want the WWE Champion to be Shane McMahon and the Universal Champion to be Baron Corbin, and everybody's going to have to deal with that. That would make me happy. Yes, I hope so. Would you ever beat Kofi for the title? I would. I actually would. I would have Shane McMahon beat Kofi Kingston for the title, and then have some other babyface like just destroy Shane and become champion. Because Shane's gonna like do the whole best in the world thing, and he's gonna get like super cocky, and then somebody's just gonna knock him off his pedestal. Ratings would tank if Corbin was the champ. Ratings are tanking now. I don't think Corbin being champ would be the problem. I got my lunch here too, so there it is. Batista versus Brock Lesnar, I don't think it's going to happen. Batista said he was done. Can you imagine if Miz beat Shane for the world title for losing to Shane in 2 bouts? That would be interesting because Miz went to Raw. Of course, Raw people are getting shots at the SmackDown title anyway, which is so weird. Like Alexa Bliss is facing Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss is on Raw. So she go to SmackDown if she beats Bayley? She won't beat Bayley. But I don't know. Ken says, if I could, I would give you a can of soda or Rockstar. Preferably pop. I don't drink. I don't really drink energy drinks. I know the wild card rule, it's stupid. The wild card rule is completely stupid. What's the point of the brand split if you have people? And it's, the worst part about the wild card rule is it's the same people every week. You don't have it mixed up. It's like, oh, okay, well, this person's going to work both Raw and SmackDown, and they're only going to work both Raw and SmackDown. Everybody else on the roster, hell with them. It's like, the wild card rule is taking time away from people on the roster who need time to shine. It's so bad. I don't get it. Drives me insane. All right, so we got one spin in the bag. See if I can give away a shirt this live stream. That's what I'm hoping. Jinder Maharaja said, "Did you know that Attitude Era returns?" There's been rumors I've seen that they want to start moving that direction. We'll see if it happens. It may be the competition from AEW that makes it happen. Do you think Goldberg is overrated? Yes and no. I think he did well for the time frame he was in. And believe it or not, I actually enjoyed his series with Brock Lesnar a couple years ago. He doesn't need to wrestle anymore. He really doesn't. Let me put it this way. I enjoyed Goldberg's match with Lesnar at Mania 33 way more than I did his match with him at 20. His match with him at 20 was hot garbage. 33 was everything I needed it to be. So, but yeah, Goldberg doesn't need to wrestle anymore. Taker doesn't need to wrestle anymore. But if you're only wrestling once a year, you really shouldn't. Mike Gonzalez, thoughts on Matt Riddle? I enjoy Matt Riddle. He's got great facial expressions too, like in the midst of his match. Like he's so chill and he beats the crap out of people. He's got a great like total package to him. Not Luger, but you know what I mean. The White Sensation. What do you think the Firefly Funhouse is leading to? Well, Bray will come back at some point. I think it's the Firefly Funhouse has been fantastic because it's not written by Vince McMahon or the creative team. Yeah, Taker is a better draw than Bill Goldberg, but Taker doesn't need to wrestle anymore. Undertaker does not need to compete in the ring anymore. He's been doing it for 30 years now. Like, Undertaker's best matches are behind him. Let's be honest. I hope Bray doesn't come back as Simon Dean 2.0. No. The gimmick is already way better than Simon Dean ever was. Like, there's darkness to it still. Taker and Goldberg should only wrestle someone like AJ or Rollins for their respective final match. They don't need to wrestle again. It says, Ken says, I hate to call it, but Bray comes back as Simon Dean 2.0. I'm going to shake my head. Michael Brown, Goldberg is wanting a redemption match. As long as he doesn't spear the corner. Like, he's knocked himself out twice doing that. And yes, I did listen to what Matt Riddle said. It was kind of funny. Because apparently Goldberg blocked Matt Riddle on Twitter before. Will they bring back Ruthless Aggression era? I don't know if they're going to bring back any particular era. They're just going to do new spins on what worked in the past. So, I love Taker, but he should step down. His matches have gotten worse and worse. I feel sorry for Taker, whether I'm a fan or not. Like I said, Taker needs to go into the Hall of Fame or something. He needs to go in the Hall of Fame and not wrestle anymore. Just enjoy his time with his wife, Michelle McCool, and call it good. He's done enough for us. Mike Nixon, Greg, where would you rank the Triple H McMahon feud storyline from '99? I thought it was really good. It was. I enjoyed it too, and it led to Vince McMahon becoming WWE champion for a couple days. But it was still a good story because you believed that they hated each other. You believed that they wanted to beat the crap out of each other. You don't have that in today's WWE, at least not the main roster. You have that in NXT. You have the personal rivalries in NXT. But the last really good personal rivalry in WWE, in my opinion, was Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. And they wrote most of the stuff, if not all of the stuff, for their feud. When you put great wrestling minds together, you get great wrestling. It's good shit, man. It's not like strong, man. WWE shouldn't go backwards. You shouldn't try to, like we're doing that with the Legends. You should. The only time I'm okay with Legends showing up to wrestle is the Royal Rumble match, because that's the prize factor. That one is okay. Because I love the Rumble. I love getting those pops. Seeing Jeff Jarrett in the 2019 Rumble, a little bit ridiculous, but it was like, this is kind of cool still. He's doing his old Double J gimmick, the strut and the whole deal. It was cool. Yeah, their match at Armageddon was fun to watch too. People don't give late '90s Vince enough credit. Like, he was willing to take a beating for his guys, and he did. Yeah, Snook and Piper coming back in the 2008 Rumble, especially back-to-back numbers. Throwback Raw would be okay. Yeah, they haven't done that in a while. Triple H's entire career has been burying people and staying on top. He was never a draw. Maybe not, but he's got a great mind for the business. And he's showing that with NXT. He loves the wrestling business. Obviously, or else he wouldn't be doing everything that he's doing with it. The Real AC, hola and konnichiwa, everyone. What's up? Mike Gonzalez, Orton versus Taker in the Hell in a Cell Armageddon 2005 is underrated. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the best Hell in a Cell, but it was still a good one. It was still a brutal one. Shawn Michaels Triple H in 2004, Bad Blood, was probably one of my favorites. That and the New Day versus the Usos a couple of years ago. That was an excellent one. Ken says, Mr. McMahon was awesome getting beat up. He even bled for Hogan. Speaking of Keller, I got to ask about Rollins' back. Yeah, I did see Rollins' back after getting beat to hell by Brock Lesnar. It was probably opened up the hard way. Both Randy Orton and Batista had great rivalries with The Undertaker. They did. Yeah, all four members of Evolution had great feuds and matches with The Undertaker. Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan is an underrated gore fest. You know what? WrestleMania 19 as a whole. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? WrestleMania 19 as a whole was fantastic, top to bottom. It might be the only WrestleMania to overtake 17 for being the best one. Because 20 was really good, 30 was really good, but 19 was freaking amazing. WrestleMania 19 was probably one of, if not the best WrestleManias of all time. 19 and 17 are really close to each other. Do you think they had Goldberg and Taker take on up-and-coming superstars that could carry a match that maybe they wouldn't have gotten a lot of criticism. I don't know if people want to see Goldberg and Taker wrestle again. I was trying to, before the match actually happened, I was trying to give it credit, being like, hey, this could be good. And it started out decently, but once Goldberg was out of it, it went to hell. If he wouldn't have gotten concussed during the course of the match, it probably would have been fine. But stuff happens. If WrestleMania 19 was a good WrestleMania, why did it do under 600,000 buy rates? I don't worry about the buy rates. I'm looking at as far as the quality of the card and the matches that went down and whatnot. Super Bowl 43 was one of the lowest rated Super Bowls of all time, but it was one of the best games. And not just because the Steelers won. So I don't go by ratings, I go by the quality of what I'm watching. The only bad match, WrestleMania 19 was excellent, and the only bad match was with the two commercial girls. You know, WrestleMania is very good. I can't remember what commercial those girls were from. Miller Lite, I think. Miller Lite Catfight Girls. Yeah. It was just to get... You know, if it was this era of women's wrestling with WrestleMania 19 would have probably been even better. But no one was bothered about Rock versus Austin on WrestleMania 19. Really? I mean, it was probably the worst of their three matches, but that's not a knock. It's just saying that 17s and 15s were so good that 19s just couldn't measure up. Yeah, that's why I'm the Wrestling Trivia Challenge champion, 450 plus days. Yeah. If they had Undertaker versus Styles, that could have been a great match. Yeah, Phenom versus the Phenomenal One. I'm surprised they haven't done that. Sydney with a $10 super chat. I'll be attending SmackDown Live this Tuesday. P.S. You did an amazing job with the live reaction video this past Friday. Hopefully you can continue to do it more in the near future. I appreciate that, Cindy, and let's see if we can get you anything special on the spin here. Karaoke. All right. Let me see here. We have to find a song now. Is there a band that you might want me to sing, Cindy? Because I mean, I have a list, or if you just want me to pick from my list, I can do that too. Cindy, Aaron, and Caitlin are the Real Riot Squad. The ladies of No DQ are the Real Riot Squad. Well, they're actually showcased, so maybe. All right, let me know. I'll get your song out here shortly. Who's the biggest backstage politician in WWE history? Hogan, Shawn, or Triple H? Hogan. It's got to be Hogan. King of Kings by Motorhead. All right, let me see if I can find a karaoke version of that. I don't know where the audio is going to come from. my remote go? There it is. Okay. I need to pull up the lyrics because I'm not sure of them. I know most of them. All right, Cindy, here we go. Where you can hear it.
Behold, the King of Kings. On your knees, God. All ahead. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Get ready as he walked from the place. The betrayer lost with his name's face. The halls of the corridor stinging in blood. He tasted his bread. It tasted good. The King took his hand. Left him broken. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Left the living, unable to tell. The King took their hands and sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open and died with a final breath. They hailed the King of Kings. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. To the devil is where we die. Now feel your fear. Can be all one. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down to the Bow down to the King. Bow down. That it? You cut me off? What happened? You cut me off. Stupid thing. Oh well. That's what you get. Oh my goodness. Alright. Yeah, I was doing what I could. Yep, PA sensation, doing what I can do. Thank you.
So there you go. There's my first karaoke song of the day. It may not be my last, depending on how you want to do on this thingy. So we'll see. If anybody wants more spins, you got plenty of time to do that. Lemmy would be proud. I hope so. No, I did not see your comment about Corbin. I was singing. Name the top 5 wrestling music themes. Well, Evolution's a good one. NWO is legendary. Do you think the match should have been Sting versus Taker instead? Probably. Brood is definitely a good one. There's so many good wrestling teams, it's hard to pick just 5. Wolfpack's another good one. I mean, let's face it, The Undertaker's is a classic. Stone Cold's is legendary. There's so many good wrestling themes. It's like I said, it's hard to pick 5. It's hard to pick 10. Realistically, it's hard to pick 50. There's that many. Top 5 worst wrestling themes. Batista's theme is another good one. Yeah! For you up, down, down fans out there. Do you trust me, Jake? The Snake Roberts is a fantastic one. I don't know, Ken. I like his heel version. The face one is good, but the heel version's like so good. Yeah, Santino's is terrible. And Santino's just the worst in general. I've touched on that on a previous live stream. What were your thoughts on the cheap loss that Corbin ended up losing with? Baron's an amazing heel, but WWE will never put the Universal or WWE Heavyweight Champion on him. Team Corbin. You know what? It didn't hurt Corbin to lose that way because it was a cheap loss. And he's getting another shot at Stomping Grounds. So, that's fine. Saturday Night Main Events. Brie mode is one of the worst. You can tell Caitlin that. Wow. I might agree. The Bella Twins theme is not bad, but Brie mode is kind of weird. He might lose again at Stomping Grounds, but as long as he puts on a good match, I'll be happy. Brie mode. Oh my gosh, Rob Conway's theme. Just look at me. Conway was NWA World Heavyweight Champion after he left WWE. Right to Censor is bad. That was just annoying more than that. Muhammad Hassan's theme was actually kind of badass. Billy and Chuck, I don't know if that was a bad one. Overly gimmicking, maybe. I don't know about bad. Isaac Yankum's was terrible. Bastion Boogers was awful also. Michelle McCool's theme. Kane's first theme wasn't bad. I mean, people were scared to death of Kane back in the day. Was Triple H Orton match of the night besides Balor and Andrade? I honestly thought Corbin and Rollins had the match of the night. Their match was just really good. Triple H's and Orton's was good. Better than the WrestleMania 25 match. Balor and Andrade was good. And Shane versus Roman I enjoyed. So somewhere among those four. And Usos and Revival was good too. Yeah, Jillian Hall's theme is bad. I was actually at Armageddon 2007 when she debuted that theme. So I got to hear it live. I got to be one of the first people to hear it live for the first time. Letter grade for the show, probably a D. The first half of the show was good, and then it just tanked. And then you had the bright spot of Kofi and Dolph in there. But Triple H had a great underrated theme during his time in WCW. I'd have to listen to it. Mr. Perfect's theme was classic, absolutely. There's so many good themes. You know what you should do? You know what you should got? Yeah. You know what I should do? I should learn how to speak English. You know what you guys should do? You should get me to spin the wheel so we can listen to some of those great themes while I do their entrances. See what I did there? Was there any moments in WWE that made you cry or shed any tears? I'm typically not an emotional person. One of the things that made me tear up, though, was when Chris Benoit was talking about Eddie Guerrero passing. That one was hard. Like I was okay throughout the show, and then Benoit started bawling. I was like, oh, this is so tough. Oh, man. And there's some moments that I go back and watch. They're just like classic and like just such a positive reaction. As like I tear up with tears of joy. When Edge retired and Eddie died is when I cried like a baby. Yeah, Edge retiring was a tough one too. When Owen Hart passed, I don't know if I really processed it like when I was younger. Like it didn't like really hit me when Owen passed. I think I was too young to understand it. The brain inside ahead, thank you for uploading. It is appreciated to you. Peace and love to you and everyone else as well forever. Appreciate that. Eddie Guerrero tribute on the song they chose for him, man, I couldn't do it. Yeah, they picked Johnny Cash's Hurt, which was like, oh my gosh, that's like, between that and Here Without You, ugh. That was so tough. I do tear up watching the Liz and Savage reunion at Mania 7 too. Yeah, like it's such an emotional moment. There are times I tear up for Triple H coming back in 2002 at Madison Square Garden. Man, that pop! I would kill to have that pop just once in my life. Flair's retirement when the Horseman came out and he lost it. Man. There's so many emotional moments. The Real SC, Undertaker, Triple H with HBK at Mania 28. I was there, so was I. That was such a great match. That Hell in a Cell, so good. Moxley has that Steve Austin pop at Double or Nothing. Yeah, he got quite the reaction, didn't he? Because he's finally John Moxley and he's not Dean Ambrose anymore. Dean Ambrose could have been so much bigger. I was 13 and attending the show with my father. I was actually at that show with Travis and my wife. So. Why did Triple H lose the WWF title so quick after Mania 18? Did he fail as a top star? No, he faced Hogan. There's your answer. I cried when Reigns announced he had leukemia. Yeah, I didn't cry for that, but I was like taken aback. As someone who has had both my father-in-law and my granddad diagnosed at one point with cancer, it's a tough thing. Just imagine if Punk were to debut for AEW and All Out, which I am expecting, because Tony Khan is in negotiations with Punk as we speak. We'll see. It's in Chicago. If there's any place for CM Punk to make a return to wrestling, it's in Chicago. Reigns main evented Mania 31 through 34. What a waste of main events. 31 was really good. 31 had the Seth cash in, man. And before that, it was Reigns and Lesnar beating the living crap out of each other. It was good. Thirty-two wasn't bad because the match was bad. 32 was bad because it was predictable as hell. Like, nobody in their right mind expected Triple H to retain over Reigns. Nobody even thought that was a possibility. 33 was bad for other reasons. It was just kind of sloppy. 34 was bad because nobody wanted that match. Do you remember Lesnar versus Hogan from 2002 SmackDown? Yep. And Brock literally beat Hogan into submission. What's the best solid Mania you can remember? 24 was solid, 23 was good, 17 was... You didn't enjoy 17? Really? TLC 2, Austin Rock? Really? None of it? Less solid. This past year's Mania was actually decent. Before 35, 31 was really good too. '17 was the best show in wrestling history. I don't know. I still think 19 gives it a run. As far as top to bottom cards, I may put Money in the Bank 2011 above Mania 17. Money in the Bank 2011, top to bottom, was phenomenal. If Hogan and Rock main event Mania 18, then that would have been better than 17. Possibly. If Triple H versus Jericho would have been in the middle of the show, it might have changed how Mania 18 went. But there was no way in hell Triple H and Jericho, as good as both of them are, were going to follow Rock and Hogan. No way. Where would you rank WrestleMania 22? I enjoyed Mania 22. It had a lot of great matches. It had the triple threat for the world title, which Mysterio won. It had Shawn and Vince, which was a brutal street fight. It had Edge and Mick Foley in the hardcore match, also excellent. I would put it, I don't want to put it close to the top, but I want to put it like middle to the top, because it also had Boogeyman versus Booker T and Sharmell, which was terrible, and Candice and Tori in a pillow fight match, so who cares? It's 22 is not perfect, but it had a lot of bright spots. Plus, at the beginning of the DX reunion, geez. When did the PG era start? 2008? So 24. I think it was still TV 14 for 24. 28 was good. The good WrestleManias of the PG era, 28, 30, 31, and 35. 29 was not that great. 27 was awful, except for Triple H and Undertaker. 25 was a two-match card. 25 was Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy and Shawn versus Undertaker. Other than that, I didn't care. 25 was not that good in my opinion. Yeah, 11 was terrible. Thoughts on Mania 26? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. WrestleMania 26 is a WrestleMania that I have not watched the entire way through. Do you think Mania should do a whole card tournament again? Nah. There's no need for it. WWE proved they can't book a proper brother versus brother match. Jeff and Matt was a solid match. Worst WrestleMania match in history. I was trying to look at 9, but I have to think about that. That's 35 years of WrestleMania, so I have to really think about that. I would say Bryan and Sheamus at 28, but it led to some good things. Miz versus Cena, easily the worst. I don't know if that's the worst Mania match of all time. Who is an underrated star you wanted to see pushed in the Attitude Era? I wanted Shamrock and X-Pac pushed to the moon. I like Shamrock. I'm not sure what happened that he's like blackballed from WWE now. Lesnar versus Goldberg was pretty terrible. That might be up there. I don't know if I would put WrestleMania 12 in that list because of the Iron Man. The rest of the card may have been garbage, but the Iron Man match, it may have brought it up for one of the worst. I wanted Billy Kidman pushed. He had the best shooting star press. Did he? Kidman's shooting star press always looked like he was trying too hard. Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler was a pretty terrible match. That I'll agree with you on. Boogeyman, Booker T, and Sharmell was pretty bad too. Ooh, Big Show and Akibono. Put that up there. There were worse matches than Roman and Taker. Yeah, the Giant Gonzalez match isn't anything to write home about either. There's probably at least a dozen worse Mania matches than Roman Taker. The only Manias to do over 1 million buy rates are 17, 21, 23, 28, and 29. Probably because people saw. Is it fair to do any, like, 29 was the last WrestleMania to be exclusively pay-per-view. You can't really compare the last 6 because they've all been on the network. Ratnick, Benoit versus Orlando, 6-second match. That was SummerSlam. I made a Pepperidge Farm Remembers joke, or Friday on my live stream when I was reviewing the Super Showdown. You got a question about the entrances? Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to turn off the air conditioner while you type. Or at least, like, turn it lower. If I could choose any WrestleMania match to be redone, which would I choose? I'd probably redo Taker Brock at 30. Have Taker win. Have his first loss be. I mean, it still stands out as a WrestleMania moment, but I would give it to somebody else. If you could turn any superstar heel in today's era, who would it be? I'd say Balor. I don't know if I would want. If it was Triple H running the show, Balor as a heel would probably be solid. If the wheel lands on entrance and we request a non-WWE theme, can you play the actual theme? It's apparently not a copyright strike, unless I just like exclusively use the thing. Like if I made a video with the theme song and tried to monetize it, that would be a copyright strike. But like, what do you mean for a non-WWE theme? Imagine if Daniel Bryan was not involved in the main event of Mania 30 and Batista won, which was originally planned at Batista versus Brock Lesnar SummerSlam 14. That would have been interesting. Main event Mania 29 should have been Taker Streak versus Punk Streak, which would have been around the 500-day mark. Yeah, it would have been close. Orton would have made the most sense to end the streak at 12-0 or 12-1 or whatever. What was your favorite Chamber match? The first one. I actually just watched that last week. The first Chamber match. It still does well for itself. If I did an American males entrance, would you be able to play that awful theme, or will Riff get on your ass again? I don't think he cares. He doesn't lose. Once a copyright strike happens, then I'll like come back on him. But the video itself gets demonetized. It's not an issue for the channel. And I don't know how many people actually watch this after I'm done streaming. So it probably doesn't get a ton of views. So it probably doesn't make that much money off this video anyway. 2005 Elimination Chamber was okay. I don't know, one of the best ones in recent years was the Tag Team Elimination Chamber. That one was pretty good. my back's starting to hurt. That's going to be wonderful if I start to. I don't see anyone wanting to come to WWE after Moxley's shoot interview. They might want to go to NXT. Just a thought. But WWE creative needs a change. I think two of the sexiest divas ever in WWE were Sable and Tori. The rest were mediocre. Really? Stacy Keibler's not up there? I was always a big Maria Kanellis person. Still am. She's still gorgeous. As far as like divas from back in the day, I don't know. I think Mickie James looks better now than she did then. Personally. Sunny in her prime, yes. Summer Rae was good looking too. It's a shame she wasn't that great in the ring. Because I thought she had like a decent heel look about her. Somebody needs to give me a spin in the back server. You thought Summer Rae was ugly, really? I guess everybody has their opinion. Kelly was alright. I'm trying to think of others. I think Lita actually looks better now than she used to. Who else? Trying to think of like the Divas roster. Michelle McCool, Layla, again. I'm aware Layla had a British accent. Who else? AJ Lee. AJ Lee wasn't bad. It's more of a Caitlyn person myself. Surprised nobody mentioned Tori Wilson. Kylie Ray is a cinnamon roll. It's an interesting comparison. Nikki Bella over Brie Bella. For some argument, she actually brought women back to watching women wrestle. I mean, AJ Lee. Possibly. AJ Lee, I think, had a better mind for the business than some of the others. I do wish she'd come back for an appearance, but her and Punk are still on the outs from WWE, so I don't expect it to ever happen. Charlotte? Really? Charlotte? Out of all four of them, you go with Charlotte? I go with Sasha or Becky before I pick Charlotte. As far as like NXT goes, Candice LeRae. Um, Bianca Belair is gorgeous too. Hey, Ratnick. I'd be fine with that. Who else in NXT? I'm trying to think of the roster. Christy Hemme, also, from back in the day. I really loved Christy. I love redheads too, so. Tessa Blanchard too, by the way. This is an interesting. All right, Goldberg versus Batista versus Lesnar in a triple threat. Who wins? Probably Lesnar. Lesnar pinning Goldberg. I wouldn't have Batista be involved in the fall. It'd just be a really hard-hitting match. Goldberg would knock himself out. He's only done it twice. That's going to be the new thing. Goldberg knocking himself out is the new Nash tearing his quad. Batista would destroy Brock Lesnar. I mean, I would like to see Batista and Brock happen, but Batista said he was done. So, Batista can still go in the ring. All right, so Jeff and I were supposed to record Insurrection 2003 and watch that, and that didn't happen. So we're going to try and catch up this week. Go to youtube.com/luckofthedraw. We've watched two previous events. We've watched Invasion. We watched the Invasion pay-per-view, and we watched last week ECW Hardcore Heaven 99. So if you want to see our reactions to that, go check it out. youtube.com/luckofthedraw. Link is right on the screen right there. Michael Brow, who would you like to show up in the AEW 3 people? Well, if Sasha doesn't figure out what the heck is going on with her in WWE, I would like to see her go. Because I miss seeing her wrestle. I miss seeing her be one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. So I would probably pick Sasha. Cornette, really? I don't need to see CM Punk wrestle anymore, honestly. The bloom's already off that rose for me. If he comes back, fine. If he puts on great matches, fine. I'm not begging for him to come back. I'm over it. All right, see you the real AC. Who? I don't know. I'm trying to think who else in WWE would really need it. Honestly, the only person I can see moving is Sasha, but just my opinion. Harper, that'd be fine. And you bet if Rusev leaves, Lana's going too. She'll just be CJ Perry in AEW. And she won't have to do the Russian accent anymore. Rusev will be Miroslav, because I think that's his first name. So there you go. Harper, Sasha, and Rusev. Oh, that'd be fine. Nakamura, maybe. Good wrestlers who just aren't getting their fair shake. I bet you all the people who are like hating on Sasha, if she showed up in AEW, would be like, "Oh my God, Sasha Banks is in AEW! Oh my God, she was one of the best wrestlers in the world." It's like, shut up! You were burying her 2 months ago. They did have something with Rusev Day, and they never capitalized on it. Was he U.S. champion? Yeah, he won the U.S. championship, but that was after Rusev Day was kind of like dying out. It's not a big deal anymore. But Rusev Day was. They should have had him win the U.S. title at WrestleMania instead of Jinder Mahal. But that was just to give freaking Jeff Hardy the U.S. title. Seems like a waste. Sasha might get the Moxley on. I don't know. I wouldn't complain to see a Sasha Banks and Tessa Blanchard match either. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate you trying to get me more super chats here. Right, Nick, they just refuse to give guys like Rusev and Braun and Wyatt the big wins over the big names. But we'll see about Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, they at least gave the WWE Championship briefly. It wasn't for long because he lost it to Orton. And the Orton-Wyatt WrestleMania match was a pretty bad one, too. It was just booked very strangely. And not even for, like, the bugs of the ring. Which was overkill that they did it 3 times. If they would have done just the one time for a creep out factor, that would have been cool. But they kept doing it, and it was like, okay, that's enough of that. WWE likes to do that. They like to overkill concepts, and they like to overexpose people, and it's no. All right. So what else is going on? Who wants to see me do another entrance? Give me a spin so I can spin the wheel. Or give me a super chat so I can spin the wheel. That's what I like to do. I like to entertain you guys. I told one of my road stories and I sang King of Kings for Cindy. So we'll see how that goes. Or everybody else is. I don't know. You know, last week I was really excited because I was going to play WWE Champions, like the mobile game, during the stream, so you guys can watch that. Oh, I know, being broke after bills being paid sucks. Trust me, I get it. I totally get it. Like, there's a couple streams I want to send money to, but I can't because I don't have the funds. But, I do appreciate you letting more people know about this. Maybe they'll feel inclined to send some super chats. But we'll see. It's hard. It's hard with today being a nice day too, because some people are out doing stuff. It might be easier to get the super chats during the winter when everybody's inside. I don't know though. We'll see. I think I need to do something else with these live streams. I think I need to add some content. I appreciate that, Gary. I appreciate anybody spreading the word. Anybody wants to tweet out the link. Anybody wants to share it on their Facebook. Get people in here. I talk wrestling. I do fun stuff. It's been this lovely thing right here. We know how it works. They landed on bankrupt, so nobody would get anything. Which reminds me, if anybody does get that, I need to bring up the freaking for sound effects purposes, obviously. So, if somebody lands on bankrupt, they get nothing. It's actually happened before. One of the guys actually donated $30 via Super Chat, so he got 3 spins. He landed on something one spin, he landed on bankrupt the second spin, so he lost when he had his first spin, and then he got an entrance, I think. So it's only happened one time that somebody's landed on bankrupt. Wonderful. My firewall explorer is not responding again. I love that. Oh, brother. Yeah, somebody landing on bankrupt is... It's not often because there's only one space on the wheel. There it is. But I have 3 spots for t-shirts. 3 spits for t-shirts. 8 spots for entrances. And a whole bunch of other spaces. What's your favorite indie promotion? I unfortunately don't get to watch a lot of the indies. I do enjoy watching whenever I can. PWG. What's up, Chase? Yeah, I'm doing a stream. I got a couple spins already. Sang some Motorhead and told a road story about the one time I booked a show. So that's been fun. Oh, cool. I haven't pulled up already. Sweet. I was actually just talking about the wheel, and I feel like Impact is getting a lot better than it's ever been. Yeah, Impact is improving as far as quality wrestling. So I haven't got to see it lately, but I'm fully in support of wrestling being better. I haven't gotten to check it out. We're at a point where there's so much wrestling that it's hard to catch up on all of it, especially when I work 40-some hours a week. Are you doing a trivia question this stream? I may. If I get another couple spins, I'll do a trivia question this stream. I like to I should have a rule where I only do a free spin, like a free trivia question spin, if I get like 5 spins previous to that. Because you figure if I land on a t-shirt, which I have before, it's nice to have a little of the super chat money to actually use towards a shirt. So if I get a couple more spins, I'll do the trivia question. It all depends on how it goes. I'll try and think of one, though, in the event of. Don Callis is a pretty solid addition to Impact. Yeah, he's got pretty good wrestling mind himself. He's good friends with Chris Jericho, too, so I'm sure even though he's working for Impact and Jericho's working for AEW, I'm sure they still bounce ideas off each other. That's what I really want to see. I want to see the wrestling business as a whole improve. Because if WWE steps up their game and actually puts on, great programming for the main roster, it'll be an amazing time. It'll be the late '90s all over again, as far as the wrestling business is concerned. And that's what we've wanted since the death of WCW. We wanted that competition. And we thought we were going to get that with the brand split, but CC Drink. I go to my local wrestling sometimes here. When my husband died, they did the 10-bell ring for him, and 2 wrestlers went to the funeral home to sign the book. Well, that's very nice of them. I mean, that's awesome that the local wrestling organization paid tribute to him. That is because you don't see wrestling organizations, especially like indie ones, care for their fans to that level. So that's good to hear that they cared enough about you and your husband to go to that. Gary, everyone may bash Impact, but I can say that their product has a lot of freedom, and I truly believe that's what's keeping them alive. Freedom, creative freedom, is a wonderful thing to have. And I've said this numerous times before. Can you imagine if today's WWE writers tried to script Stone Cold Steve Austin in his prime? Austin 316 would have never been a thing. Stone Cold's rise to the top would have never been a thing. If you don't let Stone Cold be Stone Cold, Steve Austin is a mid-card. Is a mid-carder at best. You have stars in your midst, and you don't let them be who they are. I don't know. Gary, that's why AEW is going to make it in the long run, because of the freedom. There will be a few restrictions, but because of TNT, but they will be powerful. I hope so. I want AEW to do well. Like I said, I want the wrestling business as a whole to do well. Because if they don't, then it doesn't really help, does it? So AEW putting on great shows should make WWE want to put on great shows. Impact's putting on great shows should want WWE to put on great shows. Because it's about time that the stagnancy award, stagnation, whatever, WWE being stagnant needs to end, and it needs to step up its game. Because it hasn't had that rivalry in so many years that it had with WCW. And they were putting on some great stuff in the Attitude Era. Granted, it was a lot of short matches and just getting angles over and whatnot, but people wanted to buy those pay-per-views. People wanted to go to those shows. People wanted to be involved with shows. So I hope that makes WWE step up their game. What are your thoughts on MJF? He's going to best, by far, the heels in wrestling going into 2020. I think he's a super cocky heel, and it works for him. He comes off incredibly arrogant, incredibly self-centered, and if you can pull that off and make people hate you, you're doing your job well. Chase Games, I got pizza. Anyone want pizza? I'll take a slice. What you got? Cheese, pepperoni? I'm not a huge toppings person. So. Just straight up cheese pizza, I'm fine with. Mike Dixon, when do you think we will see Cena again? Did we see Cena in the first place? I don't know. He's going to be busy hosting a game show on Nickelodeon, so he may not be back for a while. Maybe WrestleMania. Who does he have left to face, honestly? I don't see him coming back for any sort of lengthy run. I know this is too soon to know, but who will be the big baby face of AEW? I see it being Omega or Jungle Boy. I mean, Omega will be huge. I think Jungle Boy will be a big deal, too. Yeah, it is hard to predict after only one show. I got stuffed crust pepperoni from Little Caesars, Greg. Oh, man. Those things are amazing. Makes me want one now. The stuffed crust pepperoni from Little Caesars is awesome. So good. That with a little cheesy bread. Ugh. Makes me hungry just thinking about it. Alright. So. I wonder if I could pull up. You think I get in trouble if I pulled up WWE Champions on here and start playing it a little bit? Just like did commentary over it? I don't know. Cool Brothers Radio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Wrestling Trivia Challenge champion, GC and Greg, the Walking Pro Wrestling Encyclopedia Cherry. The Walking Pro Wrestling Encyclopedia. If that name wasn't too long for Twitter, I'd totally take that. But unfortunately, it'd be cut off. It'd be Walking Pro Wrestling. It'd be cut off. Maybe I could use that for my Twitter bio. Who will be the next biggest signing for AEW? I see Punk or Orton when his contract is up this fall. I think if Orton went to AEW, that would be a ridiculous signing for them. As far as, like, not like they shouldn't do it, but that would be insane for two former WWE champions in Moxley and Orton to sign with the competition. Mike Nixon, Greg, you know what's crazy? They always say Bobby Lashley was the first to break the master lock, but there was an event in Trenton, New Jersey that I was at and Kane broke it. Was that a live event? Because if it was a house show, they're not going to count it. They don't like, the only time they ever bring up house show results is if there's a title change. And they have to do it for the sake of they have to do it for the sake of somebody's injured or they just need to get the title off the person. Handing out suspension. You notice there haven't been like many drug suspensions lately, which is probably a good thing. I'm trying to see who's all online and see if they're I feel that the network should show live house shows for new content. They could. But then a lot of people would complain and be like, hey, we're seeing these same matches all the time. Why do we want to watch this all? I feel like that would be way too much of a headache. And it'd probably cost WWE a lot more to get cameras and stream the house shows than it would do the shows otherwise. I don't feel like that's a cost-efficient thing. What was the last title change at a house show? Wasn't that Owens and AJ? I believe it was. Unless, of course, the 24/7 titles changed hands at a house show. But nobody's reported on that. Everybody's on their daily 24/7 championship watch. Which I'm glad they've done a lot of social media title changes. Trying to see if there was anything on Twitter about a 24/7 title change. There wasn't. So I am hoping to get another spin here. I would like to do a trivia question if you guys want a free spin. Let me look up a good one. Yeah, that'll be a good one. I have a trivia question ready, but I need a couple spins from you guys before I use that one for a free spin. But I do have one ready. So, if you guys want the free spin, let's get a couple spins in here, and then you can have a chance to win a free one and possibly win a free T-shirt. Wouldn't be the first time. So, what else have we got going on? I might pull up WWE champions just to see. Why do I feel another Goldberg versus Taker for the next Saudi show so they can make it better, but this time they'll be under 5 minutes? There's no point to doing that. There really isn't. No point at all to doing it. I'm pulling up a program called BlueStacks on here. Hopefully it streams pretty well. Hopefully it comes up properly too. But it takes forever to load. So there you go. Settings. Mute the volume. See if I can wait for the game to load, and then we'll start playing a little bit of a game. Or I'll be playing WWE Champions. Yeah, I don't see them needing to do. They're probably not even thinking about the card for the next Saudi show. At least they shouldn't be. It makes no sense to me that they would even think about that. The last great wrestling video game was SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, in my opinion. Yeah, once 2K took over the WWE series, it's just been the same game every time. It's not anything new. Only reason I got WWE 2K19 was because of the $1 Million Tower, and I didn't even make the finals of that. So, I mean, the hope was there, but if I would have won that $1 million, I would have been pretty set. I do miss the THQ WWE games. I do miss them a lot. But I do miss games like WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy. I need to get back to playing Mania 2000. I'm behind on filming for the series. Because I filmed all the way up to the King of the Ring, which you can see on the YouTube channel. I've started that series. I have 5 episodes in. Please don't make this one super, super slow. Speed tips. If this runs super slow, I might not do anything. What's up, Ken? There's a way to hack WWE N64 games by adding in today's roster. There are hacks you can find online for like the emulators. I don't know if there's a way to get those games on cartridges and have them play properly. That would be amazing. What happened? It kicked me out. It's kicked me out. May not be able to play the game. We'll see. Gonna try again. I would love to do like gaming stuff with you guys. Get my stuff streaming on here and I don't know. I'd like to do something different. Because I'm sure you guys don't mind me talking about wrestling, but I'd like to do something a little bit different. Is Crush Hour the one with the monster trucks? Yeah. Yeah, I actually got this shirt yesterday, Ken. So I figured I'd wear it on the stream. I don't have a whole lot of wrestling merch, but this one was pretty cool. I couldn't pass it up. Let's see. Were Jamal and Rosie underrated? I don't know. 3-minute warning didn't really do it for me. Jamal was great as Umaga, but the 3-minute warning thing was not that great. All right, I might be able to get this. All right, let's see. Switch. Did it work? I don't think it worked. I don't think that worked. I'm messing with this stuff. There we go. There we go. I wonder if this is off my. Cool. Should be popping up now. Yes, Jamal was Umaga. I'm going to have to mess with this a little bit. Oh, I do have to follow it. Yeah. So let me know if you guys can see this. I may be having a little issue with this. May not be. We'll see. I'm messing with this stuff. There we go. Alright, so. Let's see if this pops up here. But I'm going to live chat on. And I'm going to play a little bit of WWE Champions. So, hopefully this is a little bit entertaining. Oh, my faction's almost at the top thing. Sweet. Get out of my way. Let's see. Battle. Showdown. Let's do this. Might as well. Let's do this. Hopefully you guys are able to see it as I'm not streaming too badly. I'm seeing if this is even working. If it's not, you guys need to let me know. I frozen completely? Oh, it goes nuts. I may not be able to do this like I thought. Where's my mouse? I'm just going insane. Probably exactly what's happening. That's probably exactly what's happening. Stop it! Stop, you're getting cascades. This clearly isn't working the way I thought it would. Oh my gosh! I'm just trying to say, chill. Have some chill. Good. my back yet? I don't think this worked out as well as I thought. So. Yes. It didn't work. Well, I'm not doing that again.